It's about my favorite Bad Company song.
It was the first time I ever met Jeff Cathan. And he showed up at my house. By the way, some stuff was missing that day. I'm not saying it was you. No, something walked. Which one of your band, though, would you accuse of probably stealing it?
Randy Hansen?
Randy Hansen.
No.
Of course.
God.
My current bandmate.
Nobody more on.
Was it your pot plants? What got stolen?
No, it wasn't the pot. So, and by the way,
Randy then.
it was still that was post pot.
Okay.
If you want to see a picture of me as if I were currently medicinalized, that's on Facebook right now because Pedro dug out a 1989, just arrived in
I remember that.
Welcome to Seattle. Here, try this.
Seattle, try this. Oh my God, I need rehab.
Yeah, we gotta really fight off the cataract around here.
Yes, it was the first time I would meet Jeff, and we were blown away by Paul Rodgers live. Who was with you that day? Randy Hansen was with you.
Randy Hansen, Jason Boylston.
Go ahead, get right up on the microphone over there.
Jason Boylston, Randy Hansen,
Yeah.
and Paul. Those are four of us.
And then in not too long, Lynn Sorensen would join you playing with Paul.
About a year later, yep.
And Lynn, step up to my. By the way, I gotta say this. I don't know if this is a message from Clear Channel. They've been so nice to us, but gradually, over the last week, each day there's one less microphone in the room.
Weird, right?
I don't know why.
Is everybody else noticing that too?
It's called Survivor Clear Channel.
Yeah,
New game.
it must be. It must be something about. We're going to talk less and less and less. I don't know what it is. Tune in Friday at 10 to find out when the new KJR-FM takes off. So Lynn, yeah, and we're calling it Cricket 95.7. It's going to be crickets all weekend. So that's my theory. People ask me, and I say, "What do I know?" Okay. So Lynn, when did you join Paul Rodgers?
It was in 2000. I think it was
2000.
June of 2000. The bass player wanted to take a weekend off, and you don't do that.
You don't do that. You don't take the weekend off.
You never know who's going to walk in the door.
That's something to keep in mind. Always be available. And then
Jason,
you
are
played
sure
for.
You want to take this time off?
Yeah. How long did you guys play? I mean, you did like more than a decade. How long?
Yeah, 11, 12 years.
11, 12 years
yeah.
at that level. And I have to say, first off, I love you guys. The two of you, not the other two. No, I do, because when Jeff and Lynn walked into our radio station, we had goofed around on the air about putting together a band for Spike. And we didn't have a prayer of pulling it off. Let's face it. We were, we could make the twisty tunes. And
We were
Spike
two guys with a barn. Let's put a show on.
And it was going to be Spike and the Impalers was going to be Spike's workout program. It was you're getting too big. You need to get a rock band just to go.
It took a decade for that to take hold, by the way. But look at him now. How about that 30-10 stuff?
It was going to be like play little bars just to keep Spike in shape. Was the bit.
I thought first off his incredible talent. I thought was underused, just singing funny songs. And when I met him, he was doing, jumping up on stage and singing with bands and bars. And I loved Spike. I love all these guys. And I thought this would be good. I also, I knew I couldn't play music, and I hadn't played music really even when I played it. It wasn't music. But I thought it would be fun, and maybe I could be like, Paul McCartney's wife. They would let me go, on Band on the Run. But what ended up happening, of course, is that Lynn, you and Jeff were powerful, world-class rhythm section that played concerts, that played in front of tens of thousands of people. And so when we got out there on stage, backed up by your professionalism, people went, wow, this radio station band is way better than I thought it would be. And we had some great people now, and then and now, of course, Steve Hanna is here, and Scott Adam, and by the way, Scott, your guitar playing. No, your saxophone playing.
Your guitar playing sounds just like a saxophone. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I didn't know this when I first met you, but you've been playing also many tens of thousands of hours, and with big name stars in this area.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't. All I knew is let's have a party, and it sounded incredible, and so we did it. And one of the things I hope continues is Spike and the Impalers first off, Spike's going to have a radio gig. And he's going to have something I'm not going to have. By the way, I'm going to really miss like mentioning stuff and selling it and people going out and buying it. Yeah, I know. Plugging stuff and saying, hey, come out to North Bend. And then boom, there's 2,000 people. Actually, when I think about things that I miss, I'll be like, if I want to get a bunch of people to do something, I'll have to call them on the phone. Hey, one at a time.
Well,
there's still-
Bob, leaving another message. Really gonna hope you'll call back.
At least there's still the internet, so you can get on your Facebook.
You know what? That internet schminternet.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
believe in
fad.
it.
It's a
It's
fad.
crap. It's all the Facebook. I've always been against that whole, push your social media on people, and now I'll be begging.
See you on Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
You can
So-
always call me and say, "Come on over. I have a Toyota you need to look at from Puyallup
At my house.
Come
Yeah,
on."
yeah. So anyway, I do want to let you guys talk and say, like, what has this experience been for you? Is it just basically, hey, we didn't want to do it, but we figured what the heck? Jeff, you first, and then Lynn.
Okay. First of all, being part of this show and this band has been a privilege. And you and I have become such good friends. You were the best man at our wedding. And I love you for that.
Was I the
But
first
besides
choice?
that-
I just need to know. I mean,
Third
how many people
choice,
did
none
you
of your
call
business.
who were out of town?
Okay, doesn't matter. Don't dwell.
So who am I going to call? Well, see, everybody else is busy.
Don't dwell.
But saying that, I've been a fan of this show since way back when you were at KISW. And myself, like everybody else out in the world, we're going to miss you. Miss the show, and we'll probably go through withdrawals for a while because you're part of our life, So there you go.
I know Jeff was saying that to me, and I was like, sorry.
Well,
Enough about you.
We talked yesterday. I said one thing. I said, some of these bands have been retiring for 5 years, and like Eagles and Cher, they're still on tour. It's 5 years ago. This is my final tour, so why don't you guys do that?
Come back Monday.
Come back Monday.
Like those rug stores
Knock
that are
this
going out of
off.
business.
Let's
We
go-
talked about this.
Go back to work.
This whole thing has been a sham.
Well, there are bands that break up and get back together. Who's not to say?
Yeah.
A year down the line.
And I don't rule that out. I love these guys as much as ever. The what I hope happens is that I get to still do. I'm going to do some stuff. I can say a little bit about it with World Vision, and you will hear me on the radio doing that. I'm going to do some projects. I want to take the thing we do with bands where we record them, play them, and interview them as they come through town or are up and coming. I want to do that as a podcast. And of course, I'm playing with you guys, Spike and the Impalers, and with Heart by Heart. And I want to actually, I've always wanted to do this, and I know it's a little silly at my age, but I wanted to sit down for hours a day and learn my instrument. And that's, if you guys know what that love is of doing that, I've never had a chance to do that. I'm always like, the gig's on Friday, and I go sit there and try and get ready. And so music is something I sort of set aside when I did radio, but I was always in it because of the twisted tunes. And it was always like, I've got to produce music, but I would always go, I need a keyboard player. Let me call someone who actually knows how to play.
Well, that's almost what happened with this band. I know that you were kind of reluctant.
In the beginning, I said I didn't want to
take
do
on
it.
this, and
Yeah.
these two guys.
I think Lynn didn't want me. I think Jeff was the one who was encouraging me. Lynn was like, yeah, please get rid of this shamo. Lynn, why don't you say hi?
I was the yin, he was the yang.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
You were intimidating to me, by
that's
the
a
way.
heck of a lead-in, yeah.
Well, but I love you. But Lynn's all like, Lynn's got that. First off, the two of you never walk into a building without people going, I wonder what band that is, right?
Yeah, these guys are rock stars.
Yeah.
They look like rock stars.
So you have said, we've talked about this, you have said in the beginning, I thought, no, this might go 2 or 3 gigs.
Well, that's exactly what I thought. I thought, well, this will be a couple of gigs, and look what's happened. I mean, it's. Me and Steve did some things with. We were just talking about it, with Major League Baseball. We'd bring up baseball players in the mid '90s and have them play. And
Yeah.
most of them needed to keep their day gig.
Yeah.
Definitely, but. I figured it would go a couple, maybe, who knew what it was going to be, but it ended up becoming a long-term event.
10 plus
We
years.
all
yeah.
became family.
Well, I remember the
Good,
first
bad, and indifferent, right?
the first day. It was at Waldo's Tavern. It was, quote, auditions, so to speak, for Spike's new band.
Oh, yeah.
Lynn and Jeff walked in, and I said, well, you can audition guitar players, keyboard players, whatever, but we got the bass player and drummer. Nobody else did
Actually,
apply.
you guys were
know?
very cocky. Remember that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
of
mean
course.
that was it. Well,
You still are. What do you mean? Used to be. You put the E in cocky.
that was a set deal. There were other drummers there, but no bother. I mean, that was it, man.
Yeah, you can talk to someone else if you want.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't let you quit. Remember?
No, you
There
wouldn't.
were times you said, "I'm going to stop playing keyboards." I said, "Oh no, you keep doing it. You keep
Well,
working."
thank you. And Lynn, you've been touring with something called what is it called?
Oh, Heaven and Earth out of L.A. Yeah, I just got back from Europe. Did 10,000 miles on the continent with them, and great shows. It's
10,000 miles. Are you MVP
yeah, it wasn't-
Gold
it
now?
wasn't exactly great routing, but
No.
you know, yeah. But
Oh, are you?
went all over? Yeah,
Yeah. Are you U-Haul Gold then? I mean,
yeah. No, it's rust. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Wow. Lynn, also, I got to say this because we've talked a little, and it's amazing to me what he does. You play anything. I mean, you play pickup jam sessions.
Ukrainian love songs.
You play with Magic Bus.
Yep.
With Steve Hanna.
Yes, I
you
do.
play Spike and the Impalers. You play on this other band on the road. You record. You produce. You pretty much play 7 nights a week.
Well, 6. Yeah.
Oh.
I try to take one off. Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
like, I think you told me. I don't know if you want to tell the story on the air, but like occasionally you play in some places where you said like I wouldn't want to go.
Oh, I do. I play a club on Wednesday nights called the Locker Room, and it's bring your own gun.
Yeah. In other words, I would be scared if I was there.
Yeah.
This guy played the Ukraine last month. He'd rather go there.
That's right.
So and don't park like
No.
get dropped off.
Yeah, definitely. Have an escape route handy.
Is
Yeah.
that the
I
one
feel-
in Renton? That-
No, it's in Rat City.
Oh, Rat City. Okay, I know what you
Would I be scared of Rat City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be scared.
Anything you want that's illegal is in the alleyway just across the street.
Oh, lovely.
And
And illegal stuff too.
Great
All that.
restaurants, though. Cheap restaurants. down
Cheap
there.
eats,
Yeah,
of course.
really good.
Cheap eats
Yeah.
always around.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
You know, I feel like I should wear a disguise and come and see you, though. That'd be fun. I want to say a quick hi to Steve Hanna. Steve joined us when I think Dudley left, and we got you and Rick Knotts, and Rick is on the phone too. Hi, Rick.
Hey.
Hey. And so Rick's joining us in this soiree. Steve is like the fantastic utility guy because he plays great guitar, but he also is a master on the keyboards and classically trained.
No.
Or just totally trained yourself to sound like you're classically trained? Totally by ear?
Yep.
Wow. But Steve took the time to teach me a bunch of stuff and still does. And so I don't know what this means to you.
I just want to say I've only been with the Impalers for 3+ years, but I was at the Waldo's gig, and I've watched you from the beginning, and you started from scratch.
Oh, pretty much scratch.
I mean,
That's what it sounded
Chopsticks.
like.
And so I remember a couple of years later, I came to a gig, and I heard this keyboard solo, and I'm like, who's that? That must be the
It was
other
taped,
guy.
yeah.
And I look up, and wow, Bob's progressing, and you know, it took quite a few years, but you've really come a long ways.
And coming from you, thank you. That means a lot. And one day, Lynn, I don't know if you heard this story, but one day Lynn looked at me after I had been 6 or 7 years, and he said, "That's mighty black of you." I mentioned this to Heart by Heart. At first, I thought he said mighty white, which would have been an insult. But yeah, it's fun. But also, it really takes a lot of time. It's sort of like a lot of people take up photography or other things, and I'm going to actually work at it.
We
I'm
used to have a
hoping
name
you'll
for
help
you.
me.
We
What?
had a name for you called Pine Sol Perkins.
Pine Sol.
Yeah, which is infinitely better.
All right. And Scott Adams, say hi. Hi. You are amazing on the saxophone.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you have been doing this since you were, what, 6 months old?
I checked my calendar and the math added up. It's been 30 years that I've been playing the saxophone now.
You're my daughter Emily's favorite impaler.
Oh, well, thank you.
Says he looks like he's having so much fun, Daddy, and you always do. And plus, she loved the shirt you were wearing at the last gig. She's got one like it. It's Doctor or somebody.
Dr. Horrible.
Dr. Horrible.
Dr.
I didn't know who that was, but
That's
she thought it was pretty cool that you did.
I am the resident, I think, sci-fi geek, I think, in the Impaler. So I try to bring as much, nerdery as I can.
Well, I say this. I think the Impalers, it's only going to last a few more days. So
10 a.m.
Are we all getting our notice today?
Rick Knotts, what do you? No, at 10 a.m. you're a polka band. I don't know if you know that yet. Rick Knotts, say hi.
Hey guys, I'm over in Montana.
And are you playing? Are you playing a festival?
Yeah, it's Rockin' the Rivers, and they have some regional bands like Vixen here with Rail, Blue Tattoo, and then they've got National Acts, Queensryche, Winger, Lita Ford, Jefferson Starship, April Wine. And
Wow.
it's
a big festival. And Rail, God, love you guys. I saw a video of you guys in your heyday, and God, I just wish you had gone national so that everybody would have dressed like you.
You gotta love those furry boots.
Yeah, those furry boots would have taken off, and you would have made, just in the merchandising alone, you would have a big house on the lake next to Bill Gates.
Well, I do.
Yeah, he does. Actually, didn't you make some kind of a?
I think I live there.
Yeah, didn't you make a guitar pedal or something like that?
Well, I'm selling one now. It's an onboard sustainer. I sell the Jackson guitars, and it's in their Phil Collin model. And I just developed a new one with EMG, and it's going to be coming out called Hard Driver. And it just sustains the strings so they last forever. I use it with the Impalers. It's the only effect I use.
Rick Knott. All these great players, Spike and the Impalers, are continuing for at least another 10 years. And Rick, thank you. Rick spent some time with me, and we've gone to concerts together, and he's one of the wise veterans of this business. Rick, thank you, and all of you, thank you. I am up against the break. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, some amazing Live at Bob's Garage with Jeff Cathan playing, and then a quick Impaler song or two to take us out the rest of the show. We'll play a little bit after each break. Ladies and gentlemen, Spike and the Impalers. Definitely,
Yay.
this is my last time to hawk them. Come and see them. Spike and the Impalers will be playing listener appreciation parties through the rest of the year. We're at this weekend. We're at the Taste of Edmonds, 4 o'clock on Saturday. We're at the Point Casino for
September 11th and 12th.
big show, September 11th and 12th.
12/13.
12/13.
12/13.
And also at Snoqualmie Casino. Casey has said she will rejoin the band for Snoqualmie Casino. And that is...
That bitch?
That bitch.
She's going to do a little Joan Jett song.
And by the way,
yeah.
you're already acting like you're on TV, and maybe I could come to this gig. Maybe are you going to come to any gigs? Are you coming Friday?
Saturday I'm coming.
Saturday.
The 16th I can't, and then I'm looking into some other dates.
He's looking into it.
Right.
This is how it went
Have
with
your
Casey
people
for a
call
while.
my people.
Eventually, it was like boo doo doo.
One of the most
can fax me.
one of the most asked questions I get too is, where do I find those Christmas show tickets? They are on sale, and go to snowcasino.com. That's
Snowcasino.com and Ticketmaster too.
That's where you will find them.
The Points tickets are on sale, and all the information at bobrivers.com. It's 8:30. We're coming right back with some, what was the song again? Shooting Star.
Shooting Star.
Shooting Star right after these.